Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Wednesday, August the 14th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, filling in for James Spann, who's got caught up in the crash of the UPS jet near the Birmingham airport. This is going to be kind of an abbreviated edition. There's a look at our Skycam imagery from the Inverness Skycam, and we do have some showers moving through the area. There's a quick look at the current radar, and we do have showers extending from over just to the south of Tupelo back into the Birmingham area. The main culprit has been this upper trough over the eastern half of the country. This is a pattern we've seen a lot this summer. We also have little disturbances in that northwesterly flow, so it looks like we're going to have to keep showers in the forecast, although slightly drier air is moving into the area. We can see drier air up over Tennessee, where at least at Nashville, their dew points are down into the mid-50s, which is very nice, but when we get down our way, the question is going to be exactly where the front is, and it looks like the frontal zone will be generally to the south of Birmingham, but that puts us right on the edge of precipitation. There's a little bigger view, and you can see kind of the frontal zone. It's not exactly a narrow zone, a wide zone. QPF forecasting a good deal of precipitation over the southeastern U.S., and we do have challenges with where the front's going to be, as well as what's going to happen with a tropical system. Storm Protection Center is not outlooking any slight risk areas, but we do mention possibility of isolated severe storms over the Gulf Coast area. However, I think flash flooding is a bigger threat, and of course the Mobile National Weather Service Office has flash flood watch for southwest Alabama and southeast Mississippi. The tropics a little more active as we're heading into the climatologically active period. We have one coming off of the African continent that's being watched, plus the one in the Caribbean that's going to be challenging our forecast. There's a look at the forecast modeling, kind of all over the place. As you might expect, but because we don't really have a good storm yet, but we'll be watching that one. And then here is the general forecast for the one in the Western Caribbean, and nothing is currently suggesting that it will become a tropical storm unless you consider the GFS, which seems to be a bit of an outlier. All right, the 06E GFS model run, and there is the forecast map for today at midday, and I think the showers this morning should give way to a little less showers this afternoon, and the bulk of the showers to the south of us. The upper air chart for Thursday, we see the trough more or less kind of just to our west, the trough axis, and so that keeps us in a little bit of an unsettled pattern with the frontal zone and disturbances coming along that particular frontal zone. By Thursday, of course, the frontal zone keeps the showers primarily across South Alabama, but also chances up this way. The trough doesn't go anywhere on Friday, but by Friday we also see that disturbance in the Western Caribbean has moved into the south and south central Gulf area, and that will, of course, be producing a good deal of precipitation. And, of course, as the frontal boundary lays across South Alabama, we'll see those waves, those surface waves, and, of course, one of those could bring showers back up to our way. By Saturday, the GFS is suggesting that it will absorb into the overall trough position that little disturbance, and if it does, then that means a very wet day. And, of course, the GFS is suggesting that we see some intensification and certainly a closed low along the southeast Louisiana coastline. Now, right now, there's no indications of that except what the GFS is saying. As a matter of fact, here's the European. And the European also suggesting a wet weekend for us, but not nearly as strong as what the GFS is suggesting. So we're going to have to be watching that. By Sunday, the GFS suggesting, as you might expect, that the system would move northward, and that keeps us pretty much on the wet side. And then, again, by Monday, the upper air disturbance has moved up into the the western Ohio River Valley area, and so we should be drying out somewhat from that, but the atmosphere is still going to be fairly moist. As you can see, that good fetch off of the Gulf, so it looks like we could stay wet into Monday, and then that system continues to move off on Tuesday as it pulls off. Now, again, the GFS is an outlier here, so we're going to have to be watching this, and this certainly a forecast where we're talking about a challenge and trying to be very specific with a lot of uncertainty. Please pardon the rather impromptu discussion called into service here at the last minute and trying to get something posted. James, I think we'll be back with a full discussion once again this afternoon. In the meantime, I hope that you have a good day and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.